Hi there, it's Tamara Payne, the owner of Aloha Wellness, coming to you to share with you what does healing mean? It's just such a simple question. And to somebody like myself who's been in the career of healing for 2 decades, it's very easy for me to just throw the word around without really describing what it is. So I wanted to take a few minutes and share that with all of you. So, what is healing? Healing is not fixing. It is not battlefield medicine. Healing is to bring balance to disease. And when we look at the word dis-ease, that's really the way we see something as healing. And so when you look at traditions that have been all over the planet, very specifically Ayurvedic medicine, which is called Science of Life in India, and when you also look at traditional Chinese medicine, which is the primary form of medicine for 1 to 2 billion people in the East, all of those practices are sciences that work on prevention of disease as opposed to after the fact. So, really, healing is more about prevention. So, that's what I want you to understand. The second aspect that I think is really intriguing that we don't really know about a lot in the Western world, and that is when you have a dis-ease, 1% or 0.1% all the way up to 99.9% of the disease is physical or mechanical. And then on the opposite side is really an interesting principle and concept that I've seen for 18,000 people that I've touched in my career. And that is 0.01% up to 99.9% of disease actually has a root emotional cause. So, this is kind of a big concept that I need you to understand. Now, let's say we take something like a muscle spasm, something that we as healers see often, a muscle spasm. Are you to tell, are you asking me, or are you telling me that some portion of that muscle spasm is emotional? Absolutely. Now, am I blaming you for that muscle spasm? No, because blaming indicates victimization. So when you're a healer or you provide a healing service to a client, it is a partnership. It's an agreement and an understanding that not only am I there or my staff is there to help be of service to you with that simple muscle spasm, it's also to help ask your body questions. It's also to get into that state of intuition because we all know the studies are huge that anytime somebody in a white coat, whether it be a nurse or oncologist or a physician or a naturopath or an energy healer or a massage therapist or an acupressurist or acupuncturist, there's so many different forms of people that wear a white coat. Well, it's been proven that when somebody wears a white coat, it makes you feel like you can trust them. Hmm? If you're coming to them for a service. And so when you are coming to a healer, when you're coming to a business like Aloha Wellness, and you are paying money, you are not just asking for that person to heal you and fix you. I mean, of course, we want obvious relief, but it's also about holding hands. It's about partnership so that you, as the patient on the table, the client on the table, can help understand where this is coming from in your body. And so, for example, at the very beginning of my career, literally 20 years ago, there was a client who came to me and he always had back pain on the 1st and the 15th of the month. Huh? Because I just started to ask questions. How often does this back pain come? All those different things. And he says, Tamara, it's really interesting. It always comes on the 1st and the 15th of the month. Well, when we look at the emotional root cause of that low back pain, of course, there was low back pain, there was musculature weakness. in his hamstrings, in his gluteals, in his iliopsoas, the front of his abdominals. So there is a physical diagnosis, and of course it revealed itself as pain, muscle spasm. But on the 1st and the 15th, what do a lot of people do? They pay their bills. They pay their bills. And so his root emotional cause was he was actually an accountant. So it wasn't just about him paying his own bills. It revealed the fact that it was about him paying the bills for his clients and them trusting him with money and all those different things. So really, it took a few times of massage and energy healing and work for us to discover that. And then I was able to teach him to simply hold his own low back on the 1st and the 15th before he started to pay bills, and to affirm to himself that he is in abundance. And I have not seen that man in 20 years. So it could be that he continued to have the muscle spasm, or it could mean that he was balanced, also known as healed, and learned how to take care of himself. So that's the next part of healing, and that is learning how to listen to your own intuition. You see, if you're a Christian, that intuition is God given to you. If you're a Buddhist, that intuition is given to you from direct connection. I respect all faiths, because when I see it, if I'm going to drive to the plaza in Kansas City and I'm coming from Olathe and you're coming from Western Shawnee, then the two of us are going to drive in different paths, but hopefully we both get to the plaza in Kansas City. And so I look at it very much the same way, especially when I'm working with a client, is that I want to respect what their faith base is. So really, when it comes down to healing, it's very important to have that connection to higher power, God, whatever you recognize, I call the Holy Spirit. And so that's really important to have that connection. So when you have that connection, then you naturally have intuition. You see, what do we do when we hit our elbow? We hit our funny bone against a door or against a window pane or a table. We hold it. That is our intuition telling us that it's something that's hurting, and you're already being taught how to do energy healing without taking a formal class from me or any other educator. And so your intuition is God given. It is your human dominion right when you are born. And so we have really, because of modern science and modern governments, we've really been taught that it's important for us to not listen to our intuition. And so healing really means getting back to your connection to Holy Spirit and your distinct, unique, individual connection to yourself. And the final aspect of healing that I want to talk about is this. It ties it all together. Healing means that when your body is whispering at you, when it's telling you there's a level 1 problem, it is not about denying your body its needs and waiting until your leg is falling off. Okay? It's not getting to the point that you need to have a frying pan against your head or a huge alarm to know that something is not balanced in your body. It's about listening when it's a whisper, and then finding, if you can't do the work yourself through stretching, foam rolling, hydration, proper nutrition, workouts, on and on and on, then you partner with somebody who is going to help. And they have learned to listen to their own intuition of their own body temple. And then they are able to help you listen to yours. So I hope that you've enjoyed this learning. I thank you so much for being present with me today. And we look forward to helping be of service to you. Have a great day.